I was knee-deep in dust and gunfire when the radio cracked through the noise. "Sergeant Hale, you need to take this. Priority message." Voices don't usually shake on encrypted lines. This one did. "Your daughter. ICU. Internal bleeding. Fractured skull." A pause. Then softer, as if saying it quieter would make it hurt less. She whispered something before passing out. Mom's new husband used a baseball bat when I called him by his name instead of Dad. The world slowed. The static lingered. And then, silence. My captain met my eyes. "Get to the airfield. The C-130's fueled." I didn't speak, didn't blink, didn't breathe. Just turned and walked toward the waiting rotors, boots sinking into hot sand. My daughter's voice replayed in my head, quiet but clear. Mom's new husband. Something inside me snapped. Not loudly, quietly, like a wire stretched too far. The flight home was 20 hours of stillness, 20 hours of a soldier replaying every moment he wasn't there. My wife, Jenna, had remarried 2 years after the divorce. I didn't fight her on custody. I was too busy fighting a war. But I still called every week, visited when I could, sent gifts she said never arrived. When I landed, the hospital lights burned white and cold. She was there, my little girl. Tubes, bruises, silence. And beside her stood Jenna, eyes red but dry. Her new husband, a man named Carl, stood a few feet behind, jaw tight, hands in his pockets. "Mark," she whispered, "this was an accident. She fell." Fell? From where? Her bed? Her bike? The doctor's notes said skull fracture, blunt force, not a fall, a strike. Carl avoided my gaze. Jenna kept talking, filling silence with excuses. I stared at her hands. No ring. At his? A gold band. Engraved inside, a name I knew wasn't hers. Something felt wrong, deeper than bruises and lies. Something rotting beneath the surface. I stayed silent. Let her talk. Let him breathe. I requested hospital security footage under the pretense of ensuring safety. I found what I needed. Jenna arriving alone. No panic, no rush. Carl showed up 40 minutes later. The doctor's report was altered. 2 versions, time-stamped, an hour apart. I started collecting pieces, quietly. Photos, statements, bank records. Her spending had doubled since marrying him. But the accounts weren't in her name. They were his, funded by someone I knew. My old commanding officer, a man I trusted, a man Jenna had met once at our wedding. It didn't take long to find the link. Emails, late-night calls, affairs disguised as support, and my daughter used as leverage in their domestic illusion. I stopped sleeping, stopped feeling, only planned. 2 weeks later she woke up. Her voice was fragile, but her words cut like glass. "Mom said not to tell anyone. He hit me because I called you Daddy." The truth sat there, simple, cruel. I requested a DNA test, quietly, for her, not for proof of love, but of blood. The result came back, negative. She wasn't mine, not biologically. 18 months before our divorce, Jenna had conceived, with someone else, and she'd let me raise her knowing it wasn't my blood. My knees didn't buckle, my heart didn't break. It just stopped. I went to her house that night, the one she built on my pension and lies. She opened the door, startled but smiling that same rehearsed smile. "Mark, what are you doing here?" I handed her the folder. No words, no expression. She flipped through the pages, doctor's report, footage, DNA test. Her face drained. Carl's name circled in red. "Mark, please, you don't understand." "I understand perfectly." Her voice cracked. His shadow appeared behind her. I looked at both of them, 2 ghosts who thought they'd buried me. I didn't yell, Didn't threaten. I simply told her, "The police have a copy. The child services too. You'll lose him, and he'll lose everything. But I'll walk away." She fell apart right there, knees hitting the tile. Carl stepped forward, trying to defend, but his face betrayed the panic. "You set us up," he hissed. "No," I said. "You did." I left them with the silence they created, left the folder open on the table, their entire lives reduced to paper and truth. Outside, the air felt colder, cleaner. My daughter, no, the girl I loved, was transferred to a foster home for recovery. I still visited, still brought flowers. She smiled when she saw me, called me Dad. I didn't correct her. Some lies deserve mercy. Jenna lost custody. Carl was charged. Their house emptied within weeks. War taught me many things: how to wait, how to strike, how to leave without looking back. That night in Baghdad, when the radio cracked with her name, I thought I was losing my child. Turns out, I was losing my illusion. And somehow, that was worse. But clarity has a taste. Sharp, metallic, final. I swallowed it whole. And as I walked away from the wreckage of what we once were, I didn't feel rage or grief, just peace. Cold, quiet, unforgiving peace.
Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, share, and comment. Subscribe now to Cheating Stories Insight World for more amazing stories.